And I'm Jay.
This week we watched Hunka Hunka Burning Greymon.
Or Defeat Me, Legendary Warrior, Not Greymon, Ruins Wild.
Fantastic. And Fear and Loathing in Los Arboles.
Or Roaring Not Greymon, Defeat Gigasman.
Why do you do this to me?
Mostly because you don't like it.
For Lost News Lately this week, we're now running a weekly poll on our website. So this week's topic is who should have had their spirit stolen and be completely useless instead of Azumi. And basically, for this weekly poll thing, I want this to happen every week, and we'll discuss the results at the start of the Postmon Pat for that week. And these will really usually run from Saturday to Saturday. So the Saturday it comes out, which is Australia, so when this episode comes out, that'll be the start of it. And then Saturday, the next one, will be the Saturday it finishes. This one I'll have running just a bit longer. So this one will be running until next Saturday because I haven't actually mentioned it. But then the next week I will have a new weekly poll and this one will be closed. So yeah, if you haven't already participated in that poll, be pretty cool. It's just the one question and we'll discuss the results.
But we don't have the results of any other one because we haven't run one, so we'll just talk about the last poll we did, in which, Fanimon is better than Holy Dramon. Definitely. Landslide victory.
I have some comments that I'll mention, and I'll mention the results so far at the start of Postmon Pat, so stay tuned for that. As for the rest of Lost News Lately, listener and Patreon supporter Ali made a compilation of Jay's best bits.
Yeah! It was so good!
It was so good. And that was for Jay's birthday, which was last Saturday.
Birthday ever! And
Shisai also drew Jay for his birthday, and it's a Lotmon with a very upset-looking Airdramon in the background as the Lotmon jumps into cake.
No, out of a cake.
I thought it was into a cake.
No, it's specifically out of.
Oh, I thought it was jumping into a cake.
No. I mean, you can see that, but it is... when I asked for the details of the thing, I said Lotmon bursting out of a cake.
Okay.
Kaboosh!
And did you mention Airdramon looks on upset?
No,
okay.
that was totally made up by Shisai.
That's cool, though. So I thought it was jumping into, but either way, it's something I can imagine you doing. You're jumping into out of whatever.
Well, it makes sense why you'd be upset if it was into.
So Chisai is an amazing artist and has been drawing our Patreon supporters in our Slack for their birthday, and it's, yeah.
A great friend of the show.
Amazing friend of the show. And on to Obnoxious Synopsis. The first episode that we're watching this week is called Hunka Hunka Burning Greymon. Or Defeat Me, Legendary Warrior Vertramon Runs Wild on You, Brother. I added that last bit because it's a wrestling reference. What do you think will happen this episode?
I think that I'll be right about all of the beast evolutions being weird versions of the first set of kids' evolutions.
In the dub?
Yeah. Wait, no, but still, they're physically going to look like that.
Oh, okay.
That's a Garurumon. There's no second guessing that. I don't know what a Vertramon is. Vertramon, any of that sort of stuff. And I guess Hunka Hunka means that it's very attractive, probably.
So it's a sexy lizard that's what you're telling me.
They're gonna make a joke about it.
It's gonna be a lizard with boobs. A lizard with boobs.
No, big pecs and big abs.
Hot.
And big claws.
Yeah, I don't know
why.
I don't know why when I thought of something being attractive, I was like, yeah, woman. That probably says a lot about my personality.
It might. Otherwise, literally, I don't know. He fights... Wait, no, Garademon's in the next one, so... I have no idea! I've got nothing!
So, what do you seriously think that Burning Greymon or Vertramon will look like?
I think it'll look like Metal Greymon, but with fire coming out of its joints.
Wow, that is indeed burning.
Burning! Do
you think anything will annoy you?
Yes.
Care to elaborate?
No.
Okay. Great, glad we got that sorted. What a good answer. Very telling.
Maybe his personality sucks. I don't know.
Do you think it'll be a good episode?
Oh, no, wait. If they find the spirit too easy, which they will.
Well, they will, because it's Frontier and it's convenience.
So, good episode, no. Rating, 5. Not filler.
Not filler. The second episode that we're watching this week is called Fear and Loathing in Los Arboles, or Roaring Vertramon Defeat Gigasmon. What do you think will happen this episode?
I think Los Arboles is a village in a tree, first of all, because of the name.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I think they defeat Gigasmon. Very Frieza defeated kind of name there. And obviously Takuya does it, because he'll be Greymon at the time. And also lots and lots of drugs!
What?
Fear and Loathing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was really confused for a second. Like, oh no, you're going along with the reference.
When you start building a solid drug collection, the urge is just to keep on going and pushing it as far as it can go. And now there are bats.
Man, Digimon Frontier got dark really quickly.
Oh, that'd be... Zoe's like, I don't have a spirit anymore. I just need something to keep me going.
Oh, wow.
Oh, something to keep me going.
Wow. Do you think it'll be a good episode?
No.
Wait, I didn't even ask you. Do you think anything will annoy you?
Yes.
Well, do you want to elaborate or nah?
Bokomon in English.
Well, that's a given.
Yep.
What rating do you think you'll give it?
5.
Filler or not filler?
Not filler.
Hey, well, at least we're not watching filler, right?
Ugh, I don't care. When is Frontier over?
Well, we've covered... This will be out the 11th and 12th episode.
Ugh, that's like 4 times as much.
Oh, there's only 50 episodes, I think, in Frontier.
I'm going to die.
I think. Maybe there's...
I'm
there's
hungry.
50. Alright, well, we'll go eat soon. And, yeah, do you have anything else you want to say about these episodes?
Time to die.
Just time to die?
I'm dead now.
You're dead now? Rest in peace.
Bye.
Alright, well, I guess on to the show then, and hopefully they're not... they're better than... Or I always say this, but hopefully they're always better than what Jay says that he thinks they'll be. So, we'll be covering these 2 episodes as one episode this week, because it sort of did feel more like one episode rather than 2. It was sort of like a to-be-continued type thing, and we usually cover those episodes as one episode. What do you think?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it does end on a big cliffhanger, so why not?
So the first thing I noticed is the English title is a stupid joke, and it has nothing to do with the plot. Besides it being an obvious pun on, hunker hunker burning love.
If that was an obvious pun, I would have picked it up.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't.
Yeah, I had to explain it to you. But besides that, I mean, there's a burning Greymon, that's the Digimon involved, but really they just put it into a line that sounded like burning love, right?
Well, that's what puns are.
I know, but it didn't have anything else to do with the plot.
That's true. It was a pun for the pun's sake, not because it applied.
Also, when I realised that was what the title was alluding to, I was trying to work out what Come On Baby Light My Fire was, and I realised it was Come On Baby Light My Fire. And when I realised that, I was drinking tea, and the tea just sort of went out of my nose. And I was at work, and I was just like, this is awkward, because I'd realised a very, very bad pun.
So you're trying to settle some people down who are fighting, and you're like, come on, guys, come on.
Yeah. It's not even like... that's a pretty big stretch, though.
Oh, definitely.
But at least it sort of had something to do with the plot, because there were candles.
Are all of them song jokes?
Well, they're song or music reference jokes,
No, but
yes.
has every English episode been like that?
They usually are.
I haven't noticed. Like, what's the second English one today?
The second English one today is... I don't have it up at the moment. It's Fear and Loathing in Los Arboles.
Oh, but that might be a song, but that's a movie.
You know what's really annoying?
In a book.
They only call it Los Arboles in the English version to make that dumb joke. I almost swore then. I was so annoyed.
It's real bad. I knew that would be forced, though.
Editing me would appreciate. But that's just... I feel like they only named it that just for the joke, and that's so annoying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why would they do this to me?
I wonder if they'll start changing the plot just to make their title make sense.
Yeah, I can imagine them doing that. The episode starts off with Grodomon being on a rocky island, and he's jumping along, and waves are getting him. And in the dub, I'm not sure if I just interpreted this differently from the original version, but he seems to be attacking the rocks out of anger in the dub, instead of just jumping between them as the waves destroy the rocks.
Oh, I never really got that feeling.
And it was... didn't get the feeling about what?
That he was attacking them out of anger?
He literally said in the English version that he was.
Yeah, it was all just part of the big curse, ritual.
In the original, he was running away because the waves were rapid and they were destroying rocks because they were dissolving. But in the English version, it's pretty straight up that he is attacking the rocks because he's grumpy.
Get grumped on. He's grumby. Grumpy.
He's Grumbymon, not
exactly.
Grumblemon. So he's thinking about how he can kill the kids, and then he ends up summoning a monster using a magical seal.
You mean his Satan spell? His big old Satan spell?
Look, I think this part's pretty cool.
Well, what's weird about it is we've never seen a Digimon make another Digimon from scratch.
Yes, we did. We've seen specifically this Digimon being made before. We saw Golemon being made by Black Tower.
Yeah, no, Dark Towers don't count, because they're just morphing Dark Towers.
Yeah.
This is actually, he physically made it out of stone.
I think it was just summoned, wasn't he?
Well, he made, the actual rocks in the area were sucked in, so the materials were just there.
Right. No, that's fair.
It might be that the framework was there, but I wonder, does that mean that the Digimon itself is only the framework, and the rocks are nothing?
Maybe. Maybe they just make him bigger, I guess. I don't know.
It's dumb.
Or maybe it it grabs at an element, and whatever element it grabs at sort of bases the Digimon that you're summoning. I don't know.
You say that, but is there a Golemon that's anything but that exact, those exact stones?
Maybe it can be a different one.
Probably
maybe
in that order, too.
Maybe it's only Golemon because of the rocks.
Okay, is there anything else that has that frame shape? You know more about Digimon than I do.
Probably.
I doubt it.
I don't know, maybe it could be Black Wall Golemon.
I hate you.
I know. When he's summoning the Golemon, a pentagram just shows up.
The Satan spell.
It's edited out in the English version. And they're just sort of like weird-looking circles.
It'll be back next episode, though.
Yeah, but you don't really see it in the next episode, do you?
You'll see Koji in it.
So, the weirdest thing is that I found that Grodomon summons a Golemon, who is an adult level Digimon, and he can become a perfect level, so why would you summon this weaker thing?
Well, I mean, the simple question is, why would he need to summon anything at all? He knows he can beat them all. He only lost last time because of, like, the terrain, because he fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
Like, he's always completely smashed these kids. He doesn't need help. He just needs to be better at, like, making decisions.
And I guess he just wants to ride it because he wants a horsey.
It's not a horsey.
So he treats it like a horsey.
He does ride it, but it's not exactly a horse.
Something I noticed is that, as always, Golemon talks instead of growling.
Yay!
Because I guess it was too spoopy. And they're like,
and
no,
he's like, let's rock and roll.
Because silence is bad, so he talks now.
We have a quarry to settle.
So we see what the kids are doing, and in the dub, there's
Baby Palmon's erupted out of the earth.
No, before that.
Ah.
I'm saying that they're sort of talking about what they're going to do, and Neemon says that he wants to do something fun, and that he usually pretends to be inside a box when it's fun. And
What a weirdo.
Bokomon says that he wishes Neemon was in a box.
Isn't it nice to have a moment of peace and quiet?
Let's have some fun and play charades!
I thought you said fun.
I've always wanted to try that thing where I'm trapped in an imaginary box!
Oh, if only the box were real.
Great.
It's a pretty
Awesome.
good line. And then the Tanemon show up, and I love them. I love them so much.
Good old Tanemon.
They're so happy, and there's something about... I feel like this season of Digimon, like, say what you want about it, but at least the animation quality is not terrible, right?
Has the animation quality ever been really, really bad?
Well, the colours are good, and in Tamers it was mainly desert, so the digital world was quite boring.
Yeah, but there was other stuff going on.
But at least in Frontier, the digital world is pretty. There's like all this green and colour, and it's nice, it's colourful.
It's fairly standard as digital world goes.
Yeah, but there's this really nice scene when the Tanemon show up, and it feels really iconic to me.
Why weren't the sprouts coming out of the earth? They were fully submerged for some reason.
Because they're Tanemon.
No, but shouldn't the leaves be out of the ground?
Jay, nothing that the Tanemon do ever makes sense. Look, they grow meat in farms.
Also, they have no impact on the story at all. They just show up to be a visual element.
Oh yes, 100%. No, it's very pretty though, at least. Tomoki apologises that he causes Azumi to lose her spirit, and Junpei says that he wants her, to cheer up Azumi, and he's being really encouraging and says that they'll get it back. Don't worry about it. We'll get it back.
Yeah, but really, he's only saying that because he wants that ass.
I know, but I feel like he's being nice about it. In the dub, it's worse because he's just saying, I will single-handedly get your spirit back. He doesn't say, oh, we as a team will get it back, or you'll get it back, or we'll find a way to get it back as a team, or whatever. He's saying, I will get it for you, I will save you, you don't have to do anything, I will save you.
I still thought in the Japanese he was being really petulant about it. He was like, no, we're not going to do anything because I have this idea and we're going to do this. Because I really thought, well, he really wanted that ass.
Oh yeah, he's very into Azumi, and we know that. But I feel like it at least seemed genuine in the original, like, oh, don't worry, we'll get it back. He is being encouraging, and I don't know, I found it fine. And Takuya says that if it's just encouragement, it's just talk, and that means nothing. And Neemon asks if it's a promise. And this is when Junpei says encouragement. In the dub, Takuya says that he has a one-track mind, which is fair enough, he does. Takuya then says they should just go to the forest terminal, and Junpei says that they have to think about Azumi, and how Koji doesn't understand because he has his beast spirit already.
That's pretty cold.
In the dub, JP says that Koji's useless too, because he can't even control his beast spirit.
Well,
which is fair
that's garbage.
Well, like, to be fair, like, we don't know that he's got a better control of it, and guess what? Magically, through the magics of plot convenience, he's able to control it next episode.
Hey, have you noticed how the message totally changes between, you're selfish, you have a beast spirit already, of course you wouldn't care about anyone else's because you feel like you're secure already, versus, you suck.
Yep.
I don't like you, and you're not good at Digimoning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... I think Junpei's fine in the original. I mean, he's still very thirsty, but, you know, he's not as bad. Koji says that they should go to the forest terminal and, you know, not try to look for him because they're too weak to fight him at the moment to get back the spirits. And that's understandable. I think that's fair. And that's what I like about Koji. He seems very thoughtful. Like, no, we shouldn't just dive in just to get the spirits back, because we'll die. Like, we already tried fighting him, and guess what? We lost 2 spirits. So I always understand Koji's point of view. He's annoying in the dub.
Yeah, because he's, like, weirdly aggressive for no reason.
He always says, well, we're going to the forest terminal because we have to.
Whether you like it or not. Everyone's just in my head, everyone just sticks their tongue out of each other at the end of every sentence.
Yeah, well, that's because that's what they do. And then they sort of say, oh, should we separate then? And Bokomon says they shouldn't fight between each other because he's not going to pick a side and they don't want to separate the group at all. And I'm just, thank you so much. Because in every other season, they've always said, okay, we don't agree. Why don't we separate the group?
I think the English one of this is just, well, you have to consider wisdom, and in the path of wisdom, you know every step you're going to whoop-a-doo-boo.
Yeah, and instead of it being quite a meaningful scene, it's a scene for laughs. He's like, well, the path of wisdom falls over.
Well, why did he fall over the first time?
Oh, he just fell over, but then when he turns around, in the original, he says, look, I just don't want any grudges held. In the dub, he just says, I just fell down the path of wisdom. Oh my gosh.
At least the falling down meant something in English, not just a weird random thing that happens.
It was random in the original, but I like what he was saying more in the original. So I'm willing to look past that. So they go to the town to look for the Shamamon, and we see a Vademon who is going to tell Junpei's love fortune.
Well, he offers to, obviously. And Junpei's just swept off his feet by this weird alien brain thing.
Yeah.
And he just imagines, oh, well, now I'm getting married to Izumi, because that's definitely what the fortune will say. Does he think that if a fortune is told, that will mind control her into falling in love with him? Because he's not been doing a great job so far.
Also, Vademon calls Junpei the round one in the English version. Because he's fat, get it? Herein comes my screenshot of the week, because it's just the dumbest thing ever. When they're getting married, and the you may kiss the bride moment. Yeah.
Sumi's kind of standing there. I think she closes her eyes. She's clearly on board with it.
Yeah.
But Junpei leans across about 2 inches, and then his lips extend out like 7.
Yeah, because it's an anime.
Like an antelope.
That's how they kiss in the
like
animes.
An aardvark. But it's not even aimed at her lips. You can see the trajectory. He's gonna kiss her chin.
Yeah.
Worst wedding ever.
He's a bit nervous. Give the guy a break. He probably has too many chocolates in his pants. Or maybe he doesn't have enough, because they didn't fit.
His tux is chock full.
Chock full of chocolate. Maybe it's just made out of white chocolate.
And dark. Wait, no, he was in a white tux. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's why I said white chocolate.
White chocolate's not really chocolate.
It's alright. Like, I'll eat it if
it's good. It's just not chocolate.
Look, if there's a plate of chocolate, I don't care what's on it. If someone's giving me chocolate, I'll eat
That
it.
is not... You can't say broad things like that.
I'll eat it.
No. Here's a plate of chocolate. It's covered in poison. You still want it?
Yes.
Oh, it.
Life worth lived. The next fortune teller that shows up is the drunk Gekomon, and he wants to tell Bokomon his fortune. Neemon says there's something weird about him. Gekomon then says that he drinks a lot of sake, and then tells people perfect fortunes. And then he says the more expensive and high quality the sake, the better the prediction.
I thought this was funny. Because he's the big drunk and he wants to drink. In the English, he's like, yeah, and then I squeeze the lemon, and I stand on 1 foot, and I hop around. And I make the big potions, and then it's a fortune, I guess.
Because they try to explain why he's jumping around and looking all weird.
Why does he look crazy? Why does he look like he's blushing? Well, he must be crazy.
Yeah, and they make him he makes weird potions, and he drinks the potions, and then he says the predictions.
I wish he was like, I made the big milkshakes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I love them. I once met a big snake, and he gave me his milkshake, and woo boy!
And they make me tired when I drink them all, and that's why I'm blushing, because I'm so tired, and that's why I'm stumbling, because I'm so tired.
I want the most high quality milkshakes.
Like, to be fair, I thought they were going to cut this bit out.
Nah, I didn't think it was... There's too much space.
Instead of blatantly lying, well, they cut out the next one, which is...
Yeah, they cut out a clip of the next one.
Which is Sepikmon, and Izumi says he looks legit because Sepikmon's talking about how he uses the stars to predict things, and then we just find out that it turns out to be the stars that he sees after hitting the person whose prediction he's reading.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
The English version of this, because they had to cut out him hitting Takuya in the face with a boomerang, was Well, I predict with pieces of wood. Well, how do you do that? I give you big pieces of wood and you carry them around. So what do you predict? That you'll be stronger after carrying the wood.
Yeah.
He's just a personal trainer.
Yeah, basically.
And was he in the one of the movies?
Yeah, he was in the...
In the racist one, right?
Yeah, he was in the one with the dog, the first Tamers movie. He's one of the armor evolutions. Then they see Shamon.
Wait, hold on.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt because this is a little bit ago, but there was the best English line.
What is it?
I think it was Neemon, and they got to the fortune teller town, and he goes, "I had my paw red once. It took a week to get the paint off."
That's funny.
Yeah, it's really solid.
That's really funny. No, I missed that one. So yeah, the children walk off while Sepicmon's talking because he's talking about injuring people, and of course in the dub he's talking about making them carry around the stick, I guess.
Then he bonks himself. Ooh, dramatic irony.
And then he reads his own predictions. Then they see Shamon, and the children say how it's Gopimon, like the factory, and Bokomon explains that they're different. And this is similar in the way that in Atmon they say, "Hey, look, it's Musimon." No, we just look alike.
But they don't make a joke like that. They're just being really lazy.
Yeah, they say, "Oh, yeah, no, they're actually different Digimon." Okay.
Is there any reason they couldn't have taken any of the other Digimon? We saw like dozens of Digimon in this town.
Uh-huh.
Some of them we've never seen before. Could they not have taken one of them and just called him Shamamon? Because the Goblin doesn't look any more like a shaman than anything else.
Well, we already had a Digimon called Shamanmon, so they used it.
What do you? No, but they didn't. It's just Goblimon. Then they changed the colors.
Yeah, no, that happens a lot. We have a lot of color change Digimon who have different names.
And that sucks. That's awful.
Yeah. I still like Toyagumon though.
I hate, what is it? I keep wanting to call it Garurumon.
Kendo Garurumon.
Kendo. Oh, that was close.
Do you want to call it Kenta Garurumon because it's something you hate?
Yep.
Rest in peace, Kenta.
No, don't. Rest in sadness. Riss.
Takuya says that Shamamon looks idiotic because he's dancing around as he gives his predictions, and Shamamon says about how they should be careful, as they'll face a lot of disasters. Which, let's real talk here. That's the most vague stuff I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I don't think a lot of people face a lot of disasters, quote unquote. At the same time, it is the Digidestined. That seems like a really fair prediction.
In the dub, Shamanmon, which they've changed slightly, says that they'll face a foe they faced before, but the foe has a friend, and one of the friend is a foe, and that they need to trust each other. I'm just like, wow, that is just extended, and it just seems more like, rather than just immediate things that's going to happen, it seems like future events. I don't know, it's
Isn't
that
weird. Just describing the episode?
I took it a different way, knowing knowledge about the actual show.
Lame.
But I might be wrong there. Well, I guess we'll cover it when we get to the point where I'm talking about. Golemon then shows up, and the children are outside because they magically teleported.
They full on teleport, right?
Oh no, definitely. They were inside, then stuff starts glowing. They're outside now. It's only because Shamon needs to get the spirit, I guess, and the kids would realise there's a spirit there if they were there. Could they not
have walked out and then the shaking started?
Also, here's another question. Have you noticed how plot convenient the detector spirit tracking is?
Yes. It's in that box. It's not in a big metal thing. It's in that box right there.
They literally were standing probably less than 10 metres away from it.
But I guess maybe they don't detect beast spirits?
No. Koji's detected his beast spirit.
Did he?
Yep. Because he was standing there pressing the buttons. He was detecting the beast spirit.
I thought he found it by accident because...
he started buzzing when he was on the tree in the episode before. Remember?
Oh.
He was lying back on the tree and it started going beep, beep,
I
beep,
don't
beep,
remember,
beep.
no.
And the voice said, "Your beast spirit is nearby."
Oh, this is the dumbest!
So, no, the detector sure is, do we even know its original name yet?
What do you mean? It has an original name?
It's not a detector in the original.
What do you mean?
It's a D-scanner.
Oh, no, they've never said that, I don't think.
Well, it's a D-scanner, and yeah.
Does that mean they have to actively scan?
Well, they do. They fractal code digitize, which is digiscan.
So it's not even... it doesn't actually detect so much.
It's D-scans. Descan. I prefer detect.
Scad.
I'm not sure if it's because, I just knew the word detector for so much longer than D-scanner, and I would always call it the detector, but I just think detect is a much, much better word, right?
It's much more clever.
And yeah, it's what does it do? It detects.
And what does this one do? It D3s.
And what does this one do? It depowers.
And what does this one do? It...
devices.
It igivices.
So, the plot convenience of the detector and the spirits aside, we have this cute scene of Neemon holding on to Bokomon, and it's really cute. And I agree with you. These are the best thing about Frontier.
By a long way. Like, everything else is super lame, but these two characters, they're fun.
Like, they offer, comedic timing, and it's funny.
And Pokemon's the cutest, and if it was just a show about him, I'd be happy.
Look, I could be wrong here, because I'm not don't claim to be any expert on Japanese culture. But you know how there's that comedic style of it's usually done by one person, and I believe Koshiro does this, it's like version of improvisation because he's pretending that he's practicing his stand-up routine instead of talking to Tentomon.
Yeah, they made an anime about it recently.
It's one where one has a Kansai accent and the other one's just normal. It's speaking in normal Japanese.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking something different.
So I feel like maybe Bokomon and Neemon is a reference to this because they always have such like stand-uppy, like slapstick kind of comedic moments.
Yeah, they do seem like walking comedians.
And maybe it's a slight reference to that.
As opposed to all those other comedians who don't walk. What was I saying?
Well, they're both Digimon. There aren't many comedians who are Digimon, right?
Waddling comedian.
They're penguins. Don't know why I made that noise.
Pokemon's basically a penguin.
I love Bokomon. I love Neemon. I feel like I hated them as a kid, but actually they're the best. They're the best. I love them so much.
Everything else in the show sucks.
Look, if it was just the adventures of Bokomon and Neemon, I would totally watch
I'd be on board with that.
Like, it's Bokomon and Neemon fighting the 10 legendary warriors.
No, I'd be actually happy if, because Bokomon and Neemon don't do anything in fights, right?
Yeah.
I'd be happy if we followed them on their adventures and they had little stories, but every now and then you intersect it again with the kids and be like, oh, what's it this time? Oh, okay, well, we'll give you some cool advice. Great. Oh, well, we'll see ya.
Look, the kids' adventure's so plot convenient at this point, I wouldn't mind that.
It's also boring. It's so straightforward. We found a spirit. We found a spirit. We found a spirit! Oh, we lost a spirit.
All right,
we
kids.
Found a spirit.
It's time for our new favourite adventure, Bokomon and Neemon Adventures. Oh, Neemon, where are we going today? I don't know. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
You're a terrible screenwriter.
Well, you do better.
Where are we going? I don't know.
That's how the jokes go. I love them so much.
It's not a joke. That's a statement.
It's always Bokomon saying something really intelligent with his book. And Neemon just, I don't know. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm not very funny.
No, you're not. It's true. You tried, though. I'm very
it
proud
says
of
in
you.
my book, I can't seem to find anything. Lifts up the page, lift up the page, lift up the page. Neemon, please do stop that. It's very annoying. Don't do that, Bokomon. But it's right here. Oh, right, the plot.
This is actually getting really sad. Do you know that?
I'm enjoying
myself. Are you
myself.
aware of how sad it is?
I'm enjoying myself.
Hey, you're allowed to enjoy whatever you want, but it is sad.
Anyway, the point being is that they're my favourite characters and I love them so much. Anyway, so then, of course, the children evolve, as you do. And I noticed that in the dub, because I guess they have extra time because they cut out some things with Sepicmon, is that instead of using split-screen evolutions, they just use the full evolutions.
Yeah, I did notice that. They seemed a lot longer.
Yeah, and
I wish they'd stop doing that.
I think it's because, they cut out things, so now they have to pad out the episode more, I guess.
Yay!
I don't know, which is bad. Like, I feel they could have... Look, it's not that bad using the boomerang to... It's slightly violent, but it's a show where...
Just bonk him in the face.
Like, it's not the most violent thing that's ever happened in Digimon. I'm pretty sure the crotch vampire was pretty bad.
Look, I just think it's that they go, okay, we need this on the morning television, and if it gets rejected once, that costs this much money. Can't risk it, right?
Okay, from like a risk standpoint, I guess.
That's how it happens in video games.
Yeah. So Grodomon freezes Koji mid-evolution because he wants to get his B-Spirit.
Well, he puts him in, like, the big Satan circle, and that somehow does something.
Look, I love this part.
Sure, why not?
Because how often have we said, why doesn't the bad guy attack mid-evolution?
Yeah, pretty much.
And he does this. We see the start of his B-Spirit, and then Grodomon attacks during that time. And it also happened in our war game. Has it only ever happened twice?
It's very rare.
It's probably one of my favourite things in Digimon because it always... I mean, why don't they always just do it, though?
Because they're dumb.
Like, we know that there's, like, this time where they're just sort of frozen in space, and we're just watching them change.
Spinning, if we recall, I think, the first movie.
Like,
maybe it was Digimon World Tour.
It was after they got the Digicores from Qinglongmon.
And it just sits there, and they go, why they spin? It's the stupidest.
Oh, no, it's quite awkward. But I just really like whenever they, interrupt evolution. I feel, why wouldn't you always do this? And to be fair, why haven't the kids tried to attack Grodomon when he's slide evolving? Surely that he's just like floating in the air going slide evolution.
You just clothesline him.
Yeah, they're just, the Montague Street Bridge. Doing the best thing.
Oh, Melvin's boned.
Yeah. So Grodomon is sort of taunting the kids about saying, "Oh, you're so weak. Are you really do you really have the legendary warrior spirits?"
Probably. I mean, looks like it.
In the dub, he's thick, so he just sort of says, "Ha, you won't get me like that." And I found the original line really good, and I don't know why they couldn't have just kept that line in. I thought it was really good. So they beat Golemon pretty easily, because of course they do. You know, there are several adult-level Digimon against an adult-level Digimon. It's not rocket science. When Grumblemon Beast Spirit evolves, like when he Slide evolves, he keeps on saying execute Slide evolution in the dub.
Because shouldn't you only be executing it if you have, like, a detector?
Yes.
So what's he executing?
I just feel like they put in execute because it fit the word better. But he's actually just saying Slide evolution.
I'm gonna ask some weird questions about Grumblemon later in the next episode, because he makes less and less sense as time goes by.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. So then Gigasmon gets Chakumon's spirit, meaning Azumi's sacrifice in the last episode was completely useless.
Yay!
So Virtuamon just shows up, and I forgot this happened, so I was kind of like, what? And I really liked this part of this episode because it was something unexpected. Even though I've seen this episode before, I completely forgot that this happened. And it also possibly explains where the other legendary spirits came from. They might have just been normal Digimon who were corrupted by either Cherubimon or the spirits being corrupted by Cherubimon. I don't know, I find that this part gives us a lot to think about. So Golemon's still alive and he grabs onto Virtuamon's leg, but Virtuamon defeats him.
I'm not sure, work out. So it's in your notes, because I think you might have. It says when Golemon shows up, he blows up the temple, but he doesn't.
No. Okay,
that's the big flash of light.
Okay, because I wasn't sure what was the flash of light. I just thought that Golemon blew up the temple.
Right. This is your notes as you were thinking.
Yeah. That's
right.
yeah. So you can even tell in my notes that I was not expecting this, because when I saw the big bit of shiningness that was near Shamamon, even though in the English version it's quite clear what's going on, it's saying, "Oh, what's that?" In the original, it's just light and sound, and then Golemon's there. So I was not expecting this to happen, and I really like that. I like it when a show's not predictable, even though I've seen this before.
Does it make any sense? No. But was it predictable? No. Success?
Agunimon hears Virtuamon wanting to be freed, and he finds out that a Shamon inside. And as I said, this is really cool. Agunimon purifies him and gets the fractal code with the spirit. And then he evolves straight away, and he looks to be in complete agony when this happens.
Oh no, Virtuamon reality? That's not what I wanted with VR.
PlayStation VR actually stands for PlayStation Virtual Reality.
Good work. Amazing. So proud of you.
I was trying to make a better joke than you, but it just...
And you super failed.
So yeah, he's Virtuamon now, which is Burning Greymon in the dub.
It doesn't look that much like Greymon.
Oh no, it looks nothing like Greymon in the slightest.
So now they're really reaching. I'm looking forward to, like, this is Shadow Kabuterimon, and Beetlemon's actually turned into, like, a brick. Like, I don't know, just, he sounds like that's not even a beetle anymore, but look at Shadow Kabuterimon, huh?
What do you think? What do you think the other Beast Spirit evolutions are going to be?
I don't know, they all seem to be, like, magnified versions of whatever's underneath them, so at least that is kind of in line with, I mean, I think Virtuamon's a bit far away from Agnimon.
Yeah.
In the same way that, like, the Garurumon is a bit far away from Lobomon or whatever, but
I think
they're at least related.
I think Virtuamon fits Burning Greymon better than Kendo Garurumon fits Lobomon.
Probably. There's too many changes. Like, yeah, you go from a wolf to a wolf, but you're going to all fours, then you're changing the colour, then you're adding Heelys, and...
The Heelys are an important
I
step.
sent you that other picture, right?
Yeah, the Liger Zero, I think it is.
Yeah, that's not ripped at all.
Yeah, well, Zoids is pretty popular.
That thing's exactly the same. I found pictures of them in the same position.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Ooh.
So Virtuamon starts, like, madly attacking Blitzmon, and Koji's able to evolve to Garurumon, and then they growl at each other because they're beasts, I guess. I just want to point something out.
Yeah.
Why did Grodomon dispel the spell, and when did he do this, and why didn't we see it?
I think it got dispelled because he got beaten up by Virtuamon. He had to run away.
Oh.
Yeah, and then it breaks when he runs away.
Yeah, he ran away. But why?
He's not around to maintain it.
But
dude, since when was magic part of Digimon? Like legit magic rather than just attacks. This is legit magic.
Meh.
Yeah, you got Wizardmon, whatever, he's doing stuff, but those are just attacks. No one's ever pulled out a spell book.
Arukenimon turning the the Black Towers into Digimon.
Yeah, but that's a function of the towers more than it is magic. This is like Wingardium Leviosa. This is not my attack, but I learned a ritual, so I can do a different thing.
Yeah. It's a little bit more like, well, I do this. You know, when you're in like primary school and you play the game, then you just make up random stuff. It's like
It's my anti-magic field. You lose.
yeah, basically Dragon Ball was always like, from what I know, is like that. Like, well, my power does this, and my power's a force field, but my power bursts through force fields. Well, I'm stronger. Well, this is my power. My power's stronger than you. Well, my power's stronger than that.
Yeah,
it's just
that was
very
fun.
like, it feels very made up. This sort of, oh well, I can make you not be Spirit Evolve.
Yay.
I just feel like Edamon did it best when he just played a song. It's called Bye Bye Digimon Bye Bye.
Well, like, I don't know, at least that one. The thing about it, I guess, is it didn't do anything else. And it could be applied to all Digimon. So you'd be like, oh, I get why he's powerful, right? Because he can make Digimon not evolve.
Yeah.
Or de-evolve even. That's great. I get that. This is a weird satanic ritual that just stops, like, humans from using beast spirits? Maybe? That's what it looks like. Total nonsense.
Oh well, plot, I guess.
Ugh.
Which we're probably being very annoying how we keep on saying plot and script, but like...
But guess what? A lot of, like, 60 to 90% of what happens in the show is not, oh, that makes sense. It's, oh, is that what you wanted to do? So we just wrote the script to make it happen, no matter how dumb it was, or how, it made no sense with the plot we've had so far. Sure. Why not?
Honestly, so far it's a bit of a step down from Tamers.
Yeah, I love this season of Digimon Contrivance.
Then the next episode starts, which is Fear and Loathing in Los Arboles, or Roaring Virtuemon defeat Gigasmon.
I think Los Arboles just means the trees.
Yeah.
Great. Or it could be the forest, I
But
don't know.
the thing is, in the town, which they call Los Arboles, there's no trees. It's like a desert kind of area.
That's goddamn amazing!
I know. Virtuemon's still beating up Blitzmon, and we see that he shoves Gurumon, like, away, and that's... We don't really see that much, like, fighting, like, inside the team very much, and I always do like it.
Oh no, not the shovey.
He gives him a bit of a shove.
The push.
In the dub, Burning Greymon shouts attacks instead of being out of control.
Oh, I hate this thing in the dub. I cannot stand that everything has to have attacks attached to it. Everything.
Because it's fine when they're normal, but this is like, he's out of control, he is killing everything, why does he have to talk?
There's Digimon that can't talk. That only talk during attacks.
Yep.
Because now they can talk, I guess. There are Digimon that can't talk, and that's why you can't reason with them, and that's why the kids get attacked.
Yep.
But they can talk because they can say attacks,
Yep.
but they just don't reason it out.
It's like in the first season of Digimon, and we had the first few Digimon that we saw weren't sentient. They, you couldn't really talk to them. There was Kuwagamon, Seedramon, Monochromon.
What if
Yeah.
just in the English version they had a bit where like Kuwagamon was paused, and they were like, and so they dubbed over Kuwagamon, stop fighting, and it goes, no one's ever told me to think. No one's ever made me think about doing that.
Or if it just says, because they've only got him, like, his mouth open, he just says, nah,
Nah.
no.
Time to fight.
Or, when we get a shot of his back, he just says, nah, I fight now.
Get
And
fighted on.
the dub also cuts down how many times Blitzmon is stepped on by Burning Greymon, because he steps on him quite a bit.
Didn't notice that one.
In the dub, he steps on him once. I'm not sure why they cut out, those extra times. I guess it's slightly more violent.
They need to extend the evolutions.
Oh, that's so annoying. I guess maybe they found out that the kids like the evolutions. Maybe, I don't know. I remember thinking the evolutions were kind of cool.
I think that as a kid, for the brief ones I watched, I liked them.
Yeah, because oh yeah, this is really cool. There's cool music. They're fighting, yay!
But that said, if you watch one episode at a time, fine. We have to watch 4, so we
Yeah.
really notice them.
And also, we've always had that sort of theory that if the evolutions are cut, or split-screened, or shortened in any way, that means it's a good episode.
It's a
It's an
weak theory, but yeah.
It's an episode with plot. And we discovered this in 02, that whenever we had, maybe 5 minutes of evolution, it tended to be a weaker story, and, in result, like, we wouldn't enjoy the episode that much.
There's
But,
way less time.
yeah, in the good episodes, they didn't have time to show evolution, so it always, it would be a skip of a scene, and all of a sudden they're evolved because we didn't have the time to evolve them, because there was too much going on. It's like in that awkward scene in Adventure, when when Mimi's talking, and then she says, "Let's go," and she's on Togemon. Like, whoa!
That was great.
Whoa!
That was awesome.
He's like, "Whoa, okay, where'd you come from, buddy?"
You'll say, whoa, again.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Ew.
Wow!
Meh.
I don't know. Bokomon and Neemon the best. Anyway, we see Takuya inside of Virtualmon a little, like, kind of. I wasn't really sure what was going on in this bit because he's fully clothed, so it's not really what's going on inside, because when we saw Chakomon going crazy, we saw that Tomoki was naked inside. We just saw him, looking very empty, and he wasn't wearing a shirt. But
Now he's naked and on fire!
no, but when we see Takuya, he's in his normal clothes, so I'm not sure what they're trying to convey in this scene.
Well, that's why you can't control him, right? You have to be naked to control the beast.
Oh yeah, no, okay, I agree with that.
He has to remember, take my clothes off, right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the step, I forgot.
But he doesn't have that sort of possessed face or an angry face or anything. He's just got a normal face.
He's got big red eyes.
Oh, I just thought that this was the kids remembering that Takuya is inside him, or they're just trying to remind the audience of the kids inside him.
Oh, you mean Takuya's face, right?
Yeah. So I was maybe they're just trying to remind the audience because apparently we're all.
Well, the
not being able to pay
representation of the
attention.
possession is not Takuya's eyes; it's what he sees.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about when we see this weird transparent Takuya go over the screen.
I know, but what I'm saying is you don't need to see possession with him because they're not saying he's crazy. Like he's not really absorbed with rage. He's defending himself from everything that's scary.
And in the dub, they make it just because he's in the dub. It feels like he's worried about the same thing that Chakomon was worried about, which was his friends hating him and actually hurting him and wanting to kill him.
That's dumb.
But in the original, he's just realizing he's out of control. But we'll get to that bit when it happens. So Virtualmon has set the forest on fire, and Blitzmon and Gurumon help extinguish it. And then Tomoki thinks about how he could help as Chakomon, but he can't because he doesn't have his spirit.
Oh no, not Las Orbolas.
I liked this part. I like Tomoki. I like how he's thinking about what he could do, and I know he's showing character.
More or less. I hate this bit though because it sets up the dumbest part of the episode. Well, one of the dumbest parts of the episode later. Mm-hmm. We'll get there. Oh, we'll get there, alright.
When I was young, I didn't remember liking Tomoki this much.
Well, he's not as bad as Junpei or Izumi or Koji, so I guess he makes him the second best character somehow.
Oh, Koji in the original's fine though.
Yeah, he's crap.
See, I remember liking Koji for the same reason I liked Matt.
Oh,
he was
cool.
Yeah, he's cool. Everyone likes the cool guy.
No, they don't. We actually hate him every time.
In the original, I like him.
Well, I don't know why.
I feel like he's relatable.
Well, that he hates everyone.
Yeah.
And he's blue and likes dogs.
He likes his time alone, and he likes to be, on his own self.
I guess.
I know, it's nice having introverted characters, and Izumi's the same. I mean, I really liked Zoe as a kid, and I don't know why, because I felt like I just liked Zoe because I was like, hey, look, a girl! Girl characters are cool!
We're slowly losing them from this show.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Every big series of Digimon has less and less of them.
Tamers didn't. Tamers, started off with only one, but then got another 3.
Another 3?
Yeah, if we're counting Immon's partner. One
But
of
not.
them. Okay.
Are they a character, really?
Well,
They show up less than he does.
Ruki, Shuchon, and Jerry.
Oh, Shuchon also doesn't count.
Oh, she counts.
Nah.
Shut up. I like her.
She doesn't count!
I'm still saying that I still feel like Tamers
Shuchon's
did
around
well.
less than Leomon is, and he dies!
Oof. But she has Antilamon, and Antilamon's cool.
That's true.
So Blitzmon says that he's Junpei, you shouldn't attack me, Takuya. And Takuya's voice is heard about how he's just doing the same as Shamon was doing before. And he sees Blitzmon and Garumon quite clearly for a bit. And then they distort and become sort of evil looking. In the dub, and this is what I mentioned earlier, he's just thinking about whether or not they're really truly his friends, because if they were his friends, why would they be attacking him?
That's pretty fair.
So they clearly must be enemies. And this he says they must be enemies. This is when the picture of them distorts. Tomoki has a flashback about when he was watching a kid being bullied, and then he ran away instead of helping. And when he runs away, he says, oh, I'm sorry, and then he runs off. In the dub, he runs off because the bullies saw him, instead of just sort of him running away because he's scared and he doesn't want to get into it because he'll get bullied too.
I mean, the effect at the end is the same, but it does make him look a bit more... I don't know, it makes him look like...
It makes him look weaker in the original, but I like it. I feel like it gives him more of a reason to be so emotional about not helping Takuya.
No, I think it says less about him when it's the bullies who run him off. And you go, oh, that's understandable, I get it. Whereas you can sort of draw character inference from the first one.
Oh yeah, the first one is more of a character moment, even though it's a worse thing for him to do.
He's got to grow from somewhere.
Yeah, he's growing, and that's nice. So Tomoki runs up to Takuya and tells him to stop because he's not the type of person that bullies people, and that Tomoki says that he believes in him.
That is, like, it's a nice sentiment. Obviously, it worked before when Tomoki was going nuts.
Yeah.
But that's such a dumb thing for, like, oh, there's a big monster that's setting the world on fire and killing everyone, and you just walk in and you're like, stop! I believe in you! Stop killing everyone!
Yeah. And Virtuemon then sees a corrupted Tomoki, and then he remembers how he was possessed. And then Tomoki says how, he said, he sort of mirrors what Takuya said to him about how true courage isn't bullying and it's about being strong. And Tomoki cries into Virtuemon's eye, which is the grossest scene ever.
It's disgusting.
And then he's normal again because the power of magic, I guess.
Is that the script? Right there. That one. Is that the script?
Oh yeah, it's very like, it was there in the script. And, I don't know, I really love this Digimon version of The Last Guardian.
I don't get it.
Have you played it yet?
No.
I bought it for you.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet.
Have you played Final Fantasy yet?
No. I haven't had
gosh.
time, dude.
Neither do I. I need to play more Next Order and stream it. Anyway, and then in the dub, he's not just repeating the words that Takuya said, he's saying how he shouldn't be a bully and that they're friends. Then Virtuemon starts beating up a rock and then de-evolves.
Okay, he doesn't stop beating up a rock. He's beating himself up on the rock.
Yes.
It looks dumb.
Oh yeah, no,
I
it's quite
want a
dumb.
gif of this. Just dish, headbutting. Oh, it's good times.
What a good dog.
It's not a good dog. He's not a dog. He's a big lizard.
He's a bit of a dog.
Also, he set a forest on fire.
Okay, it's bad.
Okay, if Langley sets a forest on fire, are you going to be like, oh, good dog?
It
Good,
depends-
you set a forest on fire.
I know, it depends how he did it, and if he escaped alive.
Well, no, he escaped, but that wouldn't make him good.
Okay, good point. Takuya's then thanking Tomoki later on for being courageous, and Tomoki's blushing. In the English version, Takuya's saying it's the bravest thing he's ever seen.
Oh, yeah, that's a bit of an exaggeration,
Yeah.
don't you think?
I know, but I still think it's nice.
Don't you think? A bit of an exaggeration.
Izumi then says they both have courage, and that Tomoki repaid the favour with courage that Takuya gave to him. And then Junpei says that, she's very smart in knowing this, and she's very skillful. Then Bokomon then points out how they have 2 beast spirits now, but they've also lost 2 human spirits. In the
That's good math.
In the dub, Bokomon tells Zoe and JP to take note of the friendship when they find their own beast spirit, and then Zoe and JP talk about who will go first. Bokomon then says that they have to get Zoe and Tommy's spirits back first.
Can they beast evolve without their human spirits?
I don't know.
Because why do they need them? Also, I was wondering this one. Are the spirits really specific to the individual? Could the guys with human spirits but also who have beast spirits, like Takuya and Koji, could they give their human spirits away temporarily?
I don't know, but all I wanted to see was Grumblemon become Kazemon.
Yeah, no, see, become Fairymon.
Kazemon is Fairymon.
Damn it, I'm so smart.
Yeah.
I just don't care about Frontier, okay? I just don't.
Well, it's okay. We're a fifth of the way in now. Come on, soon we'll be a quarter of the way in. Come on, we'll do it in a few more months.
Oh, it's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
In 6 months, we'll be like halfway through Savers, I think.
That's so many months.
And hopefully you like Savers, and that Savers is as good as I remember from when I was 20.
I'm gonna die.
No, you won't.
I'm gonna die right now.
It's all good. It's fine. Takuya is worried about how he can't control Virtuemon, and then he says that he's worried that he won't get all the spirits back because he's not strong enough to control it. In the dub, he worries what they can do if they can't even control their beast spirits. And then he says that it's difficult to find Grumblemon, so they should just keep on going because he's bound to show up anyway.
I agree, because I am dead, and also that's the script.
Then they find a large forest, and then they find one of those puzzle and decision-making things. Those Japanese ones where you have to go, every time you cross a line, you have to walk through that path.
I know what this is, and it's A, funny, and B, episode ruining.
And also, C, an obvious trap.
Honestly, I was willing to believe it was like Digimon World like, weirdness.
Yeah, but why would they jump in it? It's an obvious trap.
No. It's not an obvious trap. It is what it is, because this grew out of the tree, right?
Uh-huh.
The fact that it's a trap is not only not obvious, it is totally nonsense. Okay. So they find this puzzle decision-making thing.
And also, I just want to say, endpoint D, at one point, Neemon and Azumi cross paths. So, that means that by the logic of the game that's based on, every time you go to a new path, you have to go down that line. So, if Azumi and Neemon ever end up on the same spot, they should, from then on, go down the same path together. Correct?
Probably.
They end up on different end parts.
I don't remember.
It's really annoying.
And they're not crossing the opposite way?
No, you have to always go through and follow the line.
No, I know that, but like when they met, were they on a point, or were they crossing opposite directions?
No, that they were going the same direction.
Well, then, damn.
Yeah.
Maybe Bokomon doesn't understand.
No, it's Neemon.
So maybe Neemon doesn't understand the rules.
No, I'm pretty sure Neemon ended up on the right spot. If I was correct in following the lines.
Why did you spend so much time following the lines?
Because I wanted to see if I was right, and I was right.
So Izumi doesn't know the rules?
Izumi doesn't know the rules.
Hilarious.
Because she's a girl, I guess.
Oh, she cheated. So, actually, this is one of the... This brings me to what I was going to say anyway. This trap doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? So, here's the thing. Oh, where is it? I've got it in my notes somewhere. So it's... Okay. Mm-hmm. Here's your problem. If you land on the bad spaces, you get mudslided, right?
Yes.
Why would you even have there be any good spaces? It's a trap. You don't need to give them good spaces. Second, and more importantly... Well, no, actually not yet. Grodomon, how does he know what this thing is? This is something from human culture, right?
Yes.
How does he know that this thing will even tempt them at all? Or that they'll know how to use it? I don't know this thing. It's not from my culture. I wouldn't understand it. So it's not like just humans in general. He knows Japanese kids know what this thing is.
Yes.
Then his plan totally relies, A, on them all using it and not just ignoring it. If they just ignored it, what would he have done? Nothing.
I feel like he would have just been there and clotheslined them, to be honest.
Also, what if they'd all got the right answers?
They all start on different points. Maybe he just assumed they would start on different points, right?
Why would he assume that?
Why would you not just, look at it first and try to find the correct path? Also, in the end, it turns out that choosing the correct path just means you die faster, apparently.
And the last thing is, what is the mud actually gonna do?
It dirties their clothes, and they can't do laundry in the digital world.
So, none of the people in the mud fight. But I can only conclude that's because that's, totally by choice.
Maybe it's just quicksand.
Because, even if it's quicksand, they can still evolve in it. Mm. They just choose not to for some reason. They just sit there. You don't need your legs, and their arms are free. So they just need to do the evolution-y thing, and they'll get out. But nah!
I feel like it's extra worse because I feel like Fairymon could have just flown them out of there.
But Fairymon's not there.
I know. I'm just saying that's an extra bit, because they don't have her spirit. Maybe they just removed her spirit because they wanted to nerf her a little bit.
Because they knew this trap was coming, and they're like, well, okay, but the audience will think that one of them flies, so we have to get rid of her. How do we do that? Oh, well, let's invent a system where the bad guy steals your spirits. Okay.
Yeah.
Where is he stealing it from? Isn't it stored in their Digivice? How is he ripping it out of their chest?
It's the same way that I think it just comes off. Also, by the way, whenever they are attacked, sometimes they have their spirits come out of them, sometimes they just de-evolve. They become humans again. And I feel like that's also very, very plot convenient. Anyway, what I was saying was...
The show's bad.
I feel like Chakomon also could have been useful in calming down Virtualmon because he's ice and he could have just put some ice on him to cool him down. Because I feel like it was in the way that he was overheating and that was upsetting him the same way as what Meramon was happening. So I feel like they just they just take away spirits depending on which ones they think will be better for a situation and they wanted to nerf them a little bit, right?
There's going to be an opponent that's all in water and they have to take away Junpei's because you're like, why wouldn't they just electrocute the water?
So yeah, Takuya and Tomoki at the end up being on the ones who get into the correct one, and then Grodomon shows up and says, "Ha, it was a trap, well done, you fell into my trap." Neemon asks what would happen if you don't win, and Grodomon says that he'll eat them. And then Grodomon says for winning, he's going to eat Takuya and Tomoki first. Then he slide evolves to Gigasmon, who grabs Tomoki, and then he climbs up a tree because he's King Kong now, apparently. He's King Mon.
The wording he uses is, if you want to save this brat, follow me.
That's very nice of him.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is the like really lazy villain writing. Okay, so Grodomon, why doesn't he just kill Tomoki? What possible reason does he have to not kill him? And if the answer is he needed to make Virtuamon follow him, well, you know what will make someone follow you? Desire for revenge.
Or the script.
Yeah. The script armor on this child is obviously very strong.
Also, I feel like whenever the writers want to raise the stakes, they always say something's going to happen to Tomoki.
Yeah.
Because he's young and he's the young brother of all the characters now.
I hope he dies.
Oh, ouch. I like him now.
So there's a big chase, and there's a bit where I'm really sure this happens. I'm just trying.
Yeah.
I've written it down, but I could have misheard it. But like, I'm pretty sure Grodomon is like, yes, unleash your beast spirit, haha! Like that's why he's threatening Tomoki to make him show the beast spirit. Am I wrong about that? Because he's like, you can't control it.
Okay, so I have a theory of this, but it's also immediately shot down.
Can I just get you to confirm? Is that what Grodomon said?
I don't remember him saying
Okay,
that.
because 5 seconds later, Takuya evolves, and I was right about this one.
Yeah.
And Grodomon goes, "What? A beast spirit?" Like he's surprised.
Okay, so
he told him to evolve.
So here are two theories that I have. One of them is immediately shot down by the following scene. So it's in order to take the spirit that they have, they have to be in that form, but that's immediately shot down because Grodomon, when he's sort of semi-defeated, all the spirits show up and Gigasmon's taken. Or he wants the fractal code of the trees, and the easiest way for him to get the trees is to burn them down.
But why is he surprised when Virtuamon shows up?
That I cannot answer.
Show me your beast spirit. Oh God, what have you done?
That I cannot. I don't have an answer for, unfortunately. So then Agunimon gets punched and he falls down, and then de-evolves, and his spirit doesn't come out because I don't know. I guess they no.
You forgot what they added in English for this bit?
What they add?
When he's falling, he goes, "This is gonna hurt," and he hits the ground and goes, "I was right."
Oh wow. I guess that's kind of funny, right?
Oh, I also forgot to mention when they're about to start fighting and they haven't yet. Gomon was like, "Why not you play nice?" I.e., he was like, "Just give up, okay? Why do we need to fight? Just give me what I want and I'll leave."
Well, at least he tried, right?
Yeah, it's not often.
So Koji says that Takuya needs to be spirit evolve, and Takuya's worried that he won't be able to control it. And Koji then says that Tomoki helped him remember. In the dub, they actually give this bit to Zoe, and Zoe says, "Look, Tomoki helped you before. Maybe, and you can get control of it this time." Then Takuya says that he won't let the courage that Tomoki gave him go to waste, so he beast spirit evolves. Then he cuts Tomoki free and catches him. Takuya then says that he doesn't want to use Virtuamon's special ability in case the forest catches fire. So he de-evolves to Agunimon and runs off to where there's just earth.
At which point you have to think to yourself, why didn't he just stay as Virtuamon the whole way?
Because Agunimon's faster.
Is he?
Yes, he's got legs.
So does Virtuamon.
Also, it looks, we get to see him slide evolve, and this is the first time we see a child slide evolve.
Yeah, the slide evolve is cool, but it's always weird because he's like, "Oh no, if I'm attacking as Virtuamon, I'll set the forest on fire." But at no point does he need to attack, so he shouldn't have bothered changing the evolution. He doesn't need to do it when he's not in the fight.
Okay, maybe because Burning Greymon's literally on fire, and anything he touches when he's Burning Greymon catches on fire.
That's not what he says. He
But
says, "If I use my ability."
Yeah, okay, good point. And I just want to say that in the dub, Agunimon starts taunting Grodomon, so he follows him instead of just running around and assuming he follows.
Well, he wants the beast spirit, we know that.
Gigasmon then says that he's the warrior of Earth, and he can't be defeated where there's Earth. Then he is immediately defeated because...
because he slams the ground and makes a big, like, Dragon Ball Z crater with a big thing in the middle, and Virtuamon's like, "Hey, well, that's a big place with no trees. I guess I'll make it an oven."
Yep. So Gigasmon is defeated, and the spirits come out.
All 4 of them?
Yes.
So, what happens if you take the Grodomon spirit?
He would become Gigasmon.
What happens if you took both?
He would become Kazemon or Chakamon.
What if you took all of them?
He would die.
Oh, okay.
Or he would go back to an egg and go back to their version of Primary Village.
I got these... my understanding of that was that he's like a kid who's evolved and will not go back down. Okay, that's lame.
Yeah.
Because what's that spirit on top of?
It might just be a Digimon who got corrupted.
I'd be interested to see what that was. If there's oh my god, if there's like an Agumon in there?
Yeah.
Could be anything!
Could be anything. It could be a Lotmon. Could be an Edramon.
No!
Yeah.
Could be an Edramon.
Could be an Edramon. No, Edramon would become something better.
Well, it's Edramon in English, that's why they're so dumb.
What?
Why not you give up?
That's funny.
Misa Dragon!
Misa Dragon! Misa Fly!
Misa Warrior of Earth!
So
Earthdramon.
Earthdramon. No, that's actually a version of you know how there's Seadramon and Edramon. There's also Earthdramon, and he's
It's just a snake.
He's a worm. Yeah, he's a worm. Or
So
snake.
it's just Seadramon, but elsewhere.
Yeah, it's Seadramon, but misplaced slightly. He's just sort of flopping around, going, nyeh, nyeh, nyeh. I'm not Seadramon. Nyeh, nyeh, nyeh. I'm Earthmon.
It's Seadramon, but it has like the glasses with the mustache and nose attached.
Yeah.
You'll never know it's me.
You'll never see Dramon. Yeah. Anyway, back to the show, and Jay's
We
given
have
up.
to.
Jay's given up with my jokes now because
Giving up with the show.
given up with Frontier. And then something that really annoys me happens. So he says, "Okay, I got Gigasmon Spirit, Fractal Code Digitize, whatever. That's fine. You've nerfed the bad guy. He's easier to beat." Then he holds up Tomoki's spirit, holds it in the air for about 10 seconds, throws it at Tomoki, watches him as Tomoki gets his spirit back, and then says, "Right, now time for the other spirits." Turns slowly back to Grodomon, waits. Grodomon becomes Grodomon again. I'm so annoyed that they
It's
had
the worst.
that it wasn't even a quick thing. He was just standing there, holding it in the air, with his other hand free. I would have just grabbed them all.
Well, no, because he swiped 2 of them at once the first time. He could have swiped all 4.
Yes.
He just chose not to.
Honestly, he's big enough that he could have just swiped all 4 of them.
I assumed he was putting
in
them in
one
the
arm.
Digivice.
Yeah, or just scan all of them and then say, "Okay, I give them to you." But no, plot convenience. Izumi has to still be useless. Grodomon still has to be still has lines to read out in the script.
It's just totally unbelievable.
Yep. So
This is unacceptable. You can't have this happen.
Grodomon runs away, because of course he does, and Izumi is upset, and so am I, to be honest. In the dub, Zoe's whining a bit about how she still doesn't have her spirit.
I would too. You know what? I would too. It was right there. Like, come on.
I still think he could have just grabbed them all in one.
I wish he'd grabbed all of them but Fairymon, because of how funny it would be to have Fairymon up there with Grodomon's voice.
Misa Angel!
Fairy, come on.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
Misa Victoria's Secrets.
The Victoria's Secret is that she's a Digimon.
Oh, I knew it all along.
So we then see the other legendary spirits, and we have Ranamon, who me as a child had a very hard time distinguishing between Ranamon and Renamon, because I don't know, I guess I was thick.
It's Hurricane Ranamon.
And Ranamon is of water. Then we have...
He's our water.
She's of water, the warrior of water. Then Mercurymon of steel, and then Ranamon laughs and says that,
You misspelled steel.
Yeah, I know, I spelled of steel as in the thing that a thief does. So Ranamon laughs and says that they'll have to find and stop the other children, but they might have one less warrior to fight with. Then Mercurymon says that no matter what kind of enemy they have, they must never look down upon the enemy, as confidence isn't good. In the dub, he just talks like a knight, because why not, I guess.
My favourite part of it.
I've also written knight, as in good night, and
Yeah.
steel as in thief. Wow, and I was not doing well with the spelling when I was writing my notes.
My favourite thing is he just goes, Forsooth!
Yeah. Then Arbamon shows up, and he's of wood. And I just want to, before I get to what he sounds like in the English version...
He's gonna get killed by Vertramon.
I don't know, I can't remember. So, I am an Australian. We have Australian holidays. So, I knew of Arbamon, being Arbor as in wood, obviously.
Like Arbor Day.
Yeah, but whenever I heard of Arbor Day, because I live in Australia, I thought of the Digimon Arbamon, and still to this day, whenever I hear... I mean, I still don't know what Arbamon is. Arbor Day is. I'm assuming it's something to do with wood, maybe?
With trees.
I guess. I don't know.
I think it's a tree planting day?
I have no idea. All I know is it's called Arbor Day.
Yeah.
Do you have to, put in your...
I don't know what Labour Day is about.
We get that in Australia. It's just
Yeah, I have no idea what it's about. Why can't you wear white after it? How long after it?
No. The white on Labor Day, that's American Labor Day.
What does that mean?
I don't know. All I know is we have a Labor Day, and we just get a day off for it, and that's all it's for. It's because it's Labor Day, as in, no more labor. You can have a day off day.
Yeah, I don't think that's what that means.
In America, it's something different. Same with what is Arbor Day? Do you go out in your gummies and go down the street and plant some, I don't know, trees?
Yeah, gummies, that's a word everyone knows.
Booties. put on your booties. Anyway, back from my confusion as a child. That Arbamon in the English version has like a mafia accent. It's like, yeah, we'll whack him.
I got my clamps.
Yeah. He's got like this sort of like mob sort of
Mad.
accent. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. Then they say that Duskmon likes solitude and he's on his own. In the dub, they just say that he doesn't have the heart for battle, which is a bit different from, oh, he likes his own company too. He just can't fight.
Have you noticed when they scan past him, at the very least his head looks exactly like Blackwall Greymon?
I did not. Are you just projecting there?
He has this, like, long hair, and he's got his, like, helmet forward, and it's got a big spike at the front. It's the right shape. Mm-hmm. Just look at it. It looks exactly like him. I mean, it looks like Blackwall Greymon if you mixed him with Devimon.
I guess I can kind of say that. I mean, he is evil looking, I guess. His name is Duskmon, Jay.
Yeah, because dusk is an evil time of day.
Also, remember the game I said I was playing on the Digiport website when I was young? It was Duskmon, and I can't remember what the other one was. That it was... It was Lobomon and Duskmon, but it was Noughts and Crosses.
Boo!
Because light and dark. Because, yeah, one's light, one's dark.
Yeah, because Lobo, the evil clown, totally great.
Totes my goats. Then we go back to the kids, and Takuya's saying they should continue to go to the forest terminal. In the dub, Rika is surprised that there are 4 other bad guys, which we could have probably already guessed because we knew that there were the legendary warriors that we have, and then we have the bad guy who is also a legendary warrior, and we know that there's 10 in total. I don't know why Rika's so surprised about this.
Because she's dumb.
No, don't ever say that about Rika.
She's a bit dumb.
No.
I think she's actually just dreaming, and she's dazed by it.
Oh, I think she's dumber in Frontier than she was.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like this is early season Rika.
How? Is she? I think it's a dream. Which also means that Tamers was Davis's dream.
And 02 was no one's dream.
Wasn't that Ty?
It was no one's dream. Oh, so no, I always had a theory that 02 was just either TK or Ty. No, Ty. It's Ty talking to comatose Kari in a hospital.
Random.
And saying all the because she's still 8 and she's dying and she's on her deathbed. And she's saying, "Oh, but when you're 13, we have adventures." Ha ha ha. But
remember that time you got abducted by Cthulhu?
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, and then that episode comes up and it's a bit weird. What do you think of both these episodes as someone who's new to Digimon?
I wasn't that impressed with them.
Really? I really liked them.
I mean, they were above average for Frontier, but they
definitely
suck still. I don't know. They were only somewhat entertaining, I guess. And that second one is so full of disgusting plot holes.
Oh, definitely, but I still enjoyed both these episodes.
Yeah, but the fact that you can enjoy it despite all its disgusting plot holes tells me how much, Frontier has, destroyed Digimon's reputation next to Tamers.
Oh, yeah, well, I would agree with that, but I still feel like Frontier's not entirely terrible, and these 2 episodes show that they do have some good ideas.
Look, just because something can be kind of entertaining or can be sometimes competent does not make it good. There was one really funny scene in 50 Shades of Grey that did not make it a good movie.
Yeah,
Am I admitting that I saw that? Yes, because I'm throwing you under the bus. You saw it too.
Yeah, we were laughing at it. We didn't pay for it.
No, we did not.
No, that was a terrible, terrible movie, and just...
But it had one really good scene in it.
Yeah, but it was funny, but it wasn't meant to be funny.
I think... the way it was shot, mate, it wasn't, initially meant to be funny, but, the actors probably couldn't stop laughing, and that made it. They had to do it funny.
Oh, didn't we watch that scene, 5 times? Because
No, we didn't rewind it.
I feel like we rewatched it.
We just talked about it a lot.
Yeah, it was still a bad movie.
Oh, definitely.
What would you rate this episode?
I don't know. It's okay, the first one would probably be a 7, and the second one is a 6.
I gave them both a 7.5.
That's generous.
But I guess the second one, I was still riding on the high from the first part, so I guess I would give that a 7 and the first one a 7.5. I really liked it for a Frontier episode. It was good, and honestly, I enjoyed watching it and didn't mind watching it another time. It was fine.
Well, good on you, I guess.
How did these episodes compare to what you predicted in Obnoxious Synopsis?
I thought in the first one that apparently I'd be vindicated about my theories about Greymon, and nah, honestly, they're just really stretching so that they can call it Greymon. I was a bit surprised by that, actually.
I think it's because Vertramon's quite harder to say, maybe?
No, they're just lazy. And the thing I thought would annoy me is if the Beast Spirit was easy and dumb, and it was pretty dumb, since you mentioned the fact that they could have detected it and they didn't.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I didn't realize that while I was watching the episode, but I realized while we were talking about the episode that they should have detected it because they have something called the detector, and the previous time that we couldn't detect it was because of the metal, but there was no metal. We could have just detected it.
Yeah,
sort
the
of
fact they
opened
gave
up.
an explanation last time it damaged this episode.
Yeah. What about how you thought it was going to annoy you?
I just said that.
Oh yeah, and you said it wasn't a good episode. You said it would be a 5, so it was better than you thought.
I guess. And neither of them were filler, so that I was right about those two. As the second episode goes, I thought they'd beat Grottomon. I was totally right about that one. And there'd be a tree village. Well, there were no trees in the village, so oops.
But there were trees.
There were trees in general. And Takuya would win because who cares? And that was also right because I'm the smartest.
And you said Grottomon in English would annoy you, which is always accurate.
And boy did he.
That's a pretty safe bet, to be honest.
Yeah, I was being lazy. Like right now.
But still, I feel like the episode is better than your predictions, right?
Yeah, I guess. And it only says that I'm predicting like the most pessimistic fashion possible.
Yeah. But you said that both episodes wouldn't be filler, and they weren't.
So I was right about something, and that's what matters.
Yeah. Well, you're right about Grottomon being annoying in English.
Because he always is, and will not stop now that he's not actually defeated or dead.
You cannot defeat me in this terrain. Oh no, I've been defeated. What was the major difference that you noticed in these episodes?
Oh god, hold on. Wait. I'm going to refer to my notes again, because there were some serious ones. Oh no, the big one is in English, is obviously they changed the fortune teller town very significantly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they removed the drunk Gekomon.
Yeah, and also the bonks and the how he does things. What is it?
All the characters talking more, like Virtuemon talking more instead of just being out of control and screaming, and Golemon instead of being like this just a silent golem who goes.
I'm gonna say that the other legendary beasts, because they've all got these weird personalities now.
Yeah.
They're not going to be characters. They're all going to be caricatures. And that's going to be not only big for this episode. It's going to be big for every episode going forward.
Yep. What do you think about how the children can't control their beast spirit?
It clearly doesn't mean anything. Because he could control his beast spirit at the end.
Yeah, did you notice how it only takes one evolution that goes badly, and then the next time, without any change in behaviour or any sort of, character moment, you're magically able to control? I mean, arguably, Takuya had the character moment of Tomoki, waking him up. But Koji didn't. All of a sudden, Koji's able to control it. There was no, strengthening or training or character moment with Koji. He's just all of a sudden can control it.
Yeah, that's always how it is with Digimon, though, right?
Yeah.
Skull Greymon only happened once.
Yeah, because he worked out, but there was a character moment there. I'm just saying that the beast spirit becoming a strength, it's something you have to control, is a great idea.
Yeah.
But they have to actually act on it, that it won't be conveniently able to be evolved to, the next time they evolve. They should have this few evolutions where they're still trying to get control, and maybe they don't unlock their full power yet. Maybe they don't have perfect level straight away, because they only have one attack and it's punching. But as they get more experience, what if they just, they get there, oh, I finally unlocked my super special ability, and they're able to do the amount of damage that a perfect should be able to, and that would make it okay to have perfect evolution so early in the show that they're still they have to train, they have to level up, they're not quite at the level yet, right?
Maybe that would be hard. You'd have to change the script. Script's already done. It's right there.
It's on the floor.
It's in the corner.
It's in the rubbish bin.
There's the script. Oh, that's where it should be.
But does the fact that the children can't control their beast spirit straight away, does that make up for how awfully plot convenient they are?
No, it does not. Not at all. Because the fact that they can't control it is also plot convenient.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what I liked about in Digimon when they were finding their crests and there was that arc? That yes, some of them were awfully plot convenient, but Koshiro's wasn't. Koshiro says, hey, let's go look for our crests. And Yamato says, sure, why not? I like doing bad things. and then they go out and find it. I really like that. And that hasn't happened in Frontier yet. We've just sort of like stumbled upon our spirits. We haven't gone hunting for them. We've just been like falling over them on the way to the forest terminal.
Genius. That's how I wanted things to go.
Now we've seen the other 5 legendary warriors. Do you have any thoughts?
No. Honestly, I think that it's actually really lame just introducing them all at once. There they are. There's your bad guys.
And not even to the kids like the Dark Masters were. It's sort of just like behind the scenes, oh, BT dubs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're like, oh, yeah. Okay, so there's these other characters, right? Well, we're not going to write intros for them, so let's just pull them out like it's a fighting game character select screen.
Also, I guess we can talk about it now because we've met her, but Ranamon reminds me of Mianumon from Atmon.
Which one's that?
She's the stealth one with the little pink
I
fish.
thought they had a different name, other than SH.
No, that's Sakushimon. That's the simulation one.
Oh, right, yeah. I don't know, I guess.
Maybe it's because we haven't really seen her character yet, but it reminds me a lot of her. For Screenshot of the Week this week, my screenshot is of the cliffhanger from episode 11, and it's when Burning Greymon's like, he's, oh, I'm evil. But they've like made it sort of artistic, and it doesn't look the same art style as Digimon, but I always love when they do this like dramatic art style change to show cliffhanger. And they've done it in Adventure as well. Like when the group is separating, they do like this watercolor backdrop, and it's really cool. What about you?
Mine, as I mentioned before, is the wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Weird extendo kiss.
Well, Junpei just doesn't obey physics, I guess. So what about the Digimon that we were introduced to this week? We have Shamon. What do you think?
Which one, Shaman?
The Shamanmon.
Oh, right, it's Goblinmon, but actually somehow worse, because its skin color's strange.
What about Sepicmon?
Help me out here.
That's the one that hit the Takuya on the head.
I thought that was called something else. Sure. No, we've already talked about this one, because it's racist. We talked about it in the movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. What about Virtuamon?
I actually think Virtuamon's pretty cool.
Oh, Virtuamon, I
but
like it the way
Virtuamon's
it
very,
looks.
nouveau Digimon look. It's very, like, Flamedramon. Oh, this story is season 2 and further.
Yeah. I like him because he sort of looks like if you added a bunch more like wings and like fire and armor to Agunimon. I like him. What about Ranamon?
I can't remember what it looks like. I can't really remember what any of them look like. I think I remember Mercurymon was a big dollop head.
Well, let me remind you, Ranamon looks like a cross between a mermaid, a squid, like from Splatoon, and a Love Live idol.
You're a squid now, you're a mon now, you're a squid, you're a mon, you're a squid. I don't remember what it looked like, though.
Okay, what about Mercurymon?
It's a big dollop of drop face, isn't it?
Yeah, who speaks like a knight.
Forsooth!
What about Arbamon?
It's made of wood? I don't have much to say about them. They showed up for like 5 seconds.
What about Duskmon, besides
Blackwall
Greymon? Oh gosh. You're not even ranting about this.
He has returned!
He has returned for the revenge of the script.
Because it's just a silhouette, I'll be fine.
Maybe he should just come back for the script, though. So first of all, for Postmon Pat, I'm just going to give the results for our first weekly poll. So, the question was, who should have had their spirit stolen instead of Azumi? To be completely useless and for plot reasons. So, this was basically the first thing that popped into my head, and as I said, I'll be running this until Saturday, not this Saturday that this episode's coming out on, but the following Saturday, so I guess 7 days from the release of this episode, and then we'll put up another one, but usually they'll only have a week to run. So I only just put this up on Wednesday. So far, I'll go bottom to top. So in last place, Tomoki should have had his spirit stolen for the plot, which I mean, he kind of did, but it was for an episode. And so that has 2 votes, which is 6.67 of the vote. In second last place, Junpei has 3 votes. Then in third place, the script, which has 5 votes.
I can't believe they didn't win.
In second place, Koji, who has 9 votes. And then, in first place, Takuya, who has 11 votes.
I find that actually really surprising.
So I voted for Takuya. Because I feel like, how great would it be if the main character, our main character, lost his powers and had to, be more like a strategic guy rather than a punchy punch guy?
I actually agree.
We have seen him be strategic before, right?
Yes, at points.
I feel like that was one of the strongest parts in Frontier that we've seen so far. And I would like to see more of that. And I feel like the main character, the Goggle Kid, is always more powerful than the rest of the group, except for when Koji was able to evolve first.
For like 10 seconds.
Yeah, for like an episode, basically. And I feel like we could have learnt more about Takuya as a character, and I feel like we've seen him be rather strategic, and I want to see that again. But no, of course we have Izumi, because... And I know it seemed like, oh, but why can't she have this? Like, she's doing a fine job, what's wrong with it? I feel like it would have been fine if this wasn't her only failure. We had her first evolution episode, which she lost. We had her trying to rescue the Tsunamon and falling in only to be rescued by Tsunamon. And then we have this. I feel like if this was her first major failure of the season, that would have been fine. But it wasn't.
Slapped with a lot of them.
Yeah, and I feel like that's fine. Also, I'm doubly upset because I feel like she should have just used her ranged attack, which we know she has. And she's
she has to touch them with her butt.
She's always going for physical, like, melee attacks, when every time she's ever done something physically, she's lost. And every time she's ever done something ranged, she's looked really cool, and she's succeeded in what she's doing. And everyone always says, hey, look, Azumi's not a great character, but at least she's mature, and she's thoughtful, and she thinks through her actions. And I feel like this wasn't true to her character, that she just was pushed in the way.
You don't get it. She has to touch them with her butt.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't touch Chakmon with her butt to rescue him, to be honest.
They need to get the heart eyes.
So we have some comments on this post. First up, there's Michael, who says that if Koji lost his spirit, you could have a better reason for why it's so hard to control your beast spirit. You need to have your human spirit to make it work properly. It would also be nice for Koji to be forced to rely on the rest of the team, making him appreciate teamwork more. It would also let other team members shine more. And that last bit is also for why I think Takuya should have had it, but I see Michael's point.
I just really like the, you need your human spirit to make the beast spirit work.
Yeah, so maybe they all lose their human spirits when they get the beast spirits, I don't know. Anything could have been better. We then have a comment from SP saying that he doesn't understand what's so bad about Izumi losing her spirit, and the boys wouldn't be able to handle it as well as she does, because she acts maturely. And as I just explained, I feel like it would have been fine if it was her only failure of the season, but it's not. So that's why I have a problem with it.
Does it not occur that her handling it so well, quote unquote, makes it dramatically much less interesting, and that makes it a worse show?
Maybe.
Wouldn't it be the benefit of the entertainment if someone who didn't take it very well, if that's who it happened
And then
to?
they take it really badly, but then they grow from it. Like
Yeah.
Takuya would. Takuya would take it to heart, and then he'd be able to rise from it because protagonist powers.
Protagonist powers!
So, yeah, the poll will be open for another week. You should vote in that, and then we'll have a final discussion next week. But my opinion's probably not going to change. You can try to change the opinion. Well, what do you think? I know you voted for the script. That was the joke answer. That was the joke answer.
The script should lose its spirit. Okay, here's the thing about the script, right? If
Yeah.
the script loses its spirit, that means there are no more spirits in the show, and that means they have to come up with something better.
No, fair. On Reddit, Dak and Jackster says that May's fanfic at least passed the Bechdel test. And yeah, it did. Because you can tell they're a girl because she has a pink band on her foot. Oh my gosh.
Assuming that the Bechdel test counts for, like, I don't know, if your movie had a female character talking to a girl cat who could talk, right?
Yep.
Would that pass the Bechdel test? I don't know. I think the Bechdel test might imply that they have to be human.
I think it might. I'm not sure. But technically, there's no boys in it. I can't remember what happens in my fanfic. I guess we'll find out.
Is Submarimon not a boy?
I don't know. It's never explicitly stated.
I'm sure that they were a bad guy. There must be a boy, right?
On to Gmail, SP says that it's convenient that Agunimon took Gigasmon's spirit before Kazemon, but at least they weakened him that way. SP then says that they're not a huge fan of changing Virtuamon's name to Burning Greymon. He looks nothing like Greymon, which I agree with.
Pretty much.
Looks nothing like Greymon, and I feel like it's a stretch just to be a reference like Kendo Garurumon. They then say that they agree that evolution is luck-based, but it's more about controlling the spirit rather than unlocking it. And then SP wonders why Koji's attack names are in German, and he wonders if he has any connection to Germany, because Izumi's attacks are in Italian because she's got a connection to Italian. And I don't...
Italia, the magical country of Italia.
I don't know if it's like so much as a character thing, so much as like, hey, why don't we do a thing? Let's make them all in different languages. Ryuichi then says that Kendo Garurumon and Lobomon should have switched names, because Lobomon has, like, fighting sticks, and, yeah, Kendo Garurumon's like a wolf. Ryuichi always thought the Bokomon wrote the book, and then says that Jay's mean because JP's magic tricks aren't dumb. And I agree.
I love being mean.
But JP's magic tricks aren't dumb, they're good, I love him. Ryuichi then says that he's frustrated that Kazemon's spirit was taken, but he also kept on waiting for Grottomon to use the spirit of Kazemon.
I think that would have been really cool as well.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been great. And imagine, like, how Azumi would feel. Like, this is a part of Azumi now. This is her.
That's
right?
why he doesn't use it, though.
I feel like it could have, like, imagine if he stole any of the other spirits and he changed between them and said, look, I'm a Goonimon, and he starts mocking them. I feel like that could have been great. On Tumblr, Envy7Sins asks us, have you played and would you recommend Atmon 3DS? I would totally recommend it. It is doing amazing things for my Japanese reading ability. It's great, it's so fun, it's so cute, and I love how you can use the Atmon chips for it. And yes, I am speeding up a little bit because my battery's low and we still have to talk about the fanfic.
Surprisingly, I haven't played it, so no, don't play it.
But yeah, obviously you have to have a Japanese 3DS. I would recommend getting a 2DS because they're cheaper, and Army have them, and so does CD Japan, and 100% do recommend that game. Such a good game. Then we have on Tumblr an Anonymon who says that they don't think evolution came too early, since Grodomon already has his evolution. And to that I sort of say, yeah, but I feel like that's still too early to introduce a perfect that they have to fight. And also, in Adventure, they fought perfect levels with their adults, so I'm not sure how much of a good thing that is, but I see what you're saying.
Well, you can't say this plot element didn't come too early because that one did. Because what you're saying is, I don't care about pacing as long as everything matches up. But that's not how watching a show works. Things can go too early regardless of what the plot says, because the plot came too early.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Anonymon then says that Koji did earn his beast spirit since he saw himself in Gotsumon and helped him. I didn't actually think about that, but that's sort of fair, but they never sort of stated that that's why he found the spirit. Sure, that happened in the episode, but it never really said that was explicitly why. I guess you could say that he bonded with Gotsumon, and because he bonded with the Gotsumon wanted to help him, and that's why he gave him the spirit. So I guess there's that. But Kuya just sort of, like, lucked onto it, really. I guess he sort of beat Virtualmon, kind of, and then scanned the spirit. I don't know, it made no sense why he was able to beat Virtualmon so easily, even though they're both fire types, and then the light and electric couldn't beat him at all. I guess humans are stronger as spirits, I don't know.
It's confusing.
Then Anonymon then says, it's not too bad that Azumi lost her spirit because she did it to save Tomoki. And as I said earlier, it's not her first savior, like her first failure as a character because she's been bad before. Also,
that sacrifice meant nothing because Tomoki lost it soon after anyway.
Yeah, he loses it in the next episode for an episode and then she still doesn't have hers. Then Anonymon says, what if Ruki was there instead of Azumi? And I feel like
the problem would have been solved already.
I feel like Azumi would have no failures and all the boys would have lost their spirits. The next Tumblr message is from IRL Yuya, who says that they're surprised that nobody mentioned how Maisie has a detector, not a D3. So, actually, we did sort of say in the fanfic that I'm not sure how well I explained this because I was 12 and my writing ability not that great. So the detector turns into a D3 and then turns back.
Yeah,
that's something that happens.
It switches as convenience.
Yeah, and it just sort of changed because I couldn't work out why. The reason my character has a detector is that I was just sort of like playing with my detector at the time, and I had found it in the garage. And I was playing with it again when I was 12, and then I was sort of getting into watching Frontier. So that's why I gave myself a detector.
And now you're looking back at Frontier, you're like, why?
Yeah, why? The next message on Tumblr is from Hero Garbed in Green, and they say, just a heads up for when you get there, the fan subs for Savers Episode 2 say that some animals died, while the dub says they disappeared. But they really do disappear in both versions. The fan subbers must have misheard Inaku Naru, which is disappear, as Naku Naru, which is die. And that's very interesting, and I am very excited to start Savers because Savers is good.
Alright, Episode 2. I'll have to remember that for, 4 months from now?
Yeah, it's a couple of months. On With the Will, Takeshi says that some of the spirit trophy things look weird. Blitzmon looks like he's lying down, Fairymon looks shy, Chakumon is tucked in limbs. And I always kind of liked how they looked.
They're like better versions of Digi-Eggs, because Digi-Eggs are really lame. Not Digi-Eggs, what are they called?
Digimentals?
Yeah, they suck.
Oh, I like them. Shut up. So, Takeshi's also been listening through our Tamers episodes and just points out how gory the evolutions look in Tamers because they would get their skin ripped off.
It was great.
I really liked how they looked. I thought it was a really nice feature. Then says that Takado uses the White Wings card a lot early on in Tamers. And then Gilmon becomes Crimson Mode, who has white wings. And it took 10 episodes for him to get his animated card slash. So I never actually made the connection that Crimson Mode and had white wings and Gilmon used the white wings card a lot. But I guess that's a cute little thing.
It's just, honestly, I think it's just graphic design. I think they go, well, it's a red thing, white wings look better with it than more red wings, right?
Yeah.
Also, like, if Vertramon's a mistake, it has Berdramon's wings.
Yeah, that's fair. Then they say that Gilmon only absorbed enemies in the early episodes and didn't later on.
I'm pretty sure he did occasionally, and we were like, whoa, that's weird. Like when he turned into Big Growlmon for the first time, I think he did. Right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he did. But I feel like he didn't do it as much as he did in the first episodes.
Maybe not.
Then Chuckmon says Tomoki couldn't see through the illusion, but Takuya could because Tomoki doubts his friendships as somebody who is emotionally weak and is bullied often, so the illusion had a stronger hold. I like this theory.
I hadn't thought about that.
I hadn't thought of it either, but no, that makes sense. And Takuya is more confident and probably has a strong group of friends, like maybe he's in the football club or something. I don't know. Football! Chuckmon then says that meat apples and TV Forest are really interesting digital world elements, and so is Gotsumon's camouflage. And yeah, that's something I like about Frontier. Like, you can say what you want about Frontier, but they have some good elements that are very digital world. And the art style is pretty cool, and it's quite a colourful digital world, so even if, like, maybe the plot's not so enjoyable, you can easily look at it, right? It's nice to look at.
At the same time, I think that once you do look, we got these lettuce that taste different, and then you go, well, look, we got these apples that taste like different things. You're like, okay, we're starting to reuse elements here. If you're going to be really creative, try to make it look like you're actually creative, not like you came up with one good idea and you're going to use it in 5 different ways.
Yeah.
Just try.
Then, Chuckmon says that they like Beast Spirit evolution animations and kids making camp. I also like that. I like a few things about Frontier. I like how they make camp as opposed to in 02 where they just got to go home. I always liked that survival aspect that we got when they were living in the digital world. There are some positives. Then Chuckmon says they're enjoying Atmon, and they'd like that Dokumon's adopting Aries' catchphrase. Episode 17 was really sweet, and Astra finally realised Aries' talent and was kind of amazed. And then Chuckmon says they really like Yujin and younger Yujin in episode 18.
So did you say Yummy Yujin?
Younger Yujin.
Oh, that's not nearly as cool as, like, Darkness Yujin.
Maybe we get to see Darkness Yujin.
Yummy Yujin. It's like Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! That's all I'm trying to say.
The next comment on With the Will is Wild Wing 64, and they say episode 9 was okay for a Tomoki-focused episode. Frontier has a lot of similarities to Power Rangers. I don't make that connection because I've never seen Power Rangers, but I guess because it's kind of like Super Sentai, they've changed. That's all I know. They change Animorphs, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can kind of see it.
Wild Wing 64 then says that it's fine that instead of being earned, Beast Spirits are just hard to control. And I guess on the surface that's correct.
But they're not that hard to control.
But the fact that Koji was able to just magically control his Heelys and Feelies now...
In the first episode he turned, he could really kind of do it. Like, it showed he couldn't do the controlling, but then he did just fine anyway.
I feel like it's mostly pretty severe plot convenience. Wild Wing 64 then says that Izumi losing her spirit just to be out of action is dumb. And yeah, I agree.
Oh, definitely.
Then they say that May is brave for having such shame read out on the show. And yeah, I'm very, very brave.
Oh, what a big brave.
Wild Wing 64 also shared this amazing, like, mashup of Rainbow Road and Digimon on their SoundCloud, and I'm going to link that because it was really funny.
No, don't. That means I would have to listen to it, and I don't want to do that.
It's so good.
I'll die. I promise. I'll die.
It had I Wish, and it was matched up with Rainbow Road, and it was really good. I really liked it. Then on the last comment...
Was it Digimon? Of course you liked it.
Shh, it was good. I also thought it was a good mashup, because sometimes mashups are, just 2 songs put together. This song actually, it sounded good. It sounded like a real song, and that's what I want in a mashup. I am a huge fan of mashups. Let me tell you, I love mashups. I love them to bits because...
Hey, you already told us. We heard you.
Especially they're both songs that I like and they mash up well. Oof, love a good mashup. So I was really happy to see this.
Oof, big mashups.
Yeah. Our last comment is from Fexmith, and they say, Koji losing his spirit would have been the best choice in the poll, improving the story, but not changing too much of it. Takuya needs his spirit to fight the Beast Spirit in the next episode, and he'd probably just be reckless and get himself in danger anyway. Meanwhile, Koji gets his Beast Spirit in the episode with an avoidable fight, so it'd be interesting if he had to, 1, rely on the other kids, now he's not as badass as they are, or 2, have his only available evolution be an uncontrollable metal wolf. it'd really expand on what Gargomon and Growlmon were in their first appearance in Tamers.
I like that.
No, I didn't think of that, and that'd be cool.
The idea that he has to rely on them, so he can't be a lone wolf.
Yeah.
I get theming.
Yeah. Though
Get it?
I feel like Takuya is still my choice in the poll. But Koji's is fair to come second for that reason.
Alright everybody, join us for the next episode of Chaos Child. Better an egg than an eggshell.
Or Seraphimon Awakens, Secret of the 10 Warriors.
And No Waymon.
Or Rock Breaking Thunder, Bolgamon's Do or Die Challenge.
Is that a joke on No Whammies?
No way. As you know, no way, girlfriend, no way.
Oh, that's lame.
Yes, no Waymon.
That's crap.
I mean, I'm assuming that's what the
That
joke
makes
is.
more sense.
For Weekly Wonders this week, I would strongly suggest dogs not running away from home. I'm not saying that's a title of a book or a game or whatever. I would just, my dog ran away from home today while I was at work, and I had to, spend 2 hours looking for him. I found him. The show would not be happening if I didn't. And I would strongly recommend you to hug your dogs tonight.
Right now. Go.
So right now, if you have any pet or just anything that you love...
Unless you have a snake, don't hug a snake.
You can go away.
It could hurt you.
I love snakes.
What about a spider?
People can have pet spiders if they
Would
want.
you hug it?
Not me personally, would not hug a spider. But if someone had a pet spider, they would probably like their spider enough. I don't know. But if you have anything that you love, even if it's just a book, hug it. Just hug it a lot
Hug
for
that.
me. So yeah, I would recommend not having your dog run away. That's my recommendation. What about you?
I've been listening to Dan Carlin's Hardcore Histories. It's a really good podcast about history, and it's gory details. And he's just a really good presenter. And I've listened to his 6-part, really long series about World War One. That's 18 hours long. It's really long. I just listened to Kings of Kings, which is about the Achaemenid Persian Empire, which covers in the middle of it, what the movie 300 is about with Thermopylae and everything.
And kicking someone down into a hole?
Yeah, that does happen.
That's all I know
and
about it.
It's bring earth and water, and the Spartans kick in the hole and go down the well and go, you'll find plenty down there.
That's not very nice of them.
No, it's not, but they're asking them to submit their country, so, whatever, don't have to be nice. And what were the other ones? There was a short one on the Cuban Missile Crisis, which was awesome, and a short one on the Spanish-American War. And that's what I've listened to so far of that, and they've all been really good, and he's really entertaining and very educational.
Cool.
It's edutainment at its finest.
Fantastic. I love some good edutainment. Happy birthday for the 18th, which is tomorrow. So when this episode releases, it will be Ryuichi's or Frost Miragic's birthday. So happy birthday, and I hope you have an amazing, wonderful day. And yeah, happy birthday. Yeah, you have any happy birthday messages?
Have a good happy
Have a good birth.
birth.
Also, stay tuned after the outro for Chapter 3 of my Terror-Bad self-insert fanfiction. You can find the link dump linked in the description, and you can also find our Screenshot of the Week and Weekly Wonders that are also linked in the description and in our link dump. You can contact us and stay updated. You can email us at lostintranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on this episode or message us on SoundCloud. You can follow us at TranslationMon on Twitter, and you can find us on Lost in Translation on Tumblr, Facebook, and YouTube. We have a discussion thread on With the Will and a Reddit thread in the Digimon subreddit, and we'd really appreciate it if you were to review us on iTunes and or Stitcher. We also now have a website which you should check out. It's lostintranslationmon.com, and you should vote in our weekly poll, which we will discuss next week. Yeah.
And thank you to our Patreon supporters, Sam Krieger, who has a podcast called The Moncast, which talks about Pokemon and Digimon. Stevie is also Stevie on YouTube, and you'll find the link in the description. Wu Qinglong, you can find it at twitch.tv/Wu Qinglong. Metal Bimemon, Joe, Anime Guy, who is Anime Guy Kurosaki and the number 1 on YouTube. Chuckmon, Ishbel Bamba, Hiro Olato, who is at Hiro Olato on Twitter. Jason Morosky, Ryuichi, who is Frost Magic on Archive of Our Own, and Stephen Reeves, who is at Wildling64 on Twitter. Kaitawashi, Mac, Noam, Riku, Red and Garen from Breakfast with Digimon, which is another Digimon podcast, which you can find it on SoundCloud. Chisai, who you can follow at Chisai236 on Tumblr. Corey, Kyle, The Lady Bugman, whose anime blog you can read at baguburagu.wordpress.com. Smile Wolfie, Lupin, and Tommy.
It's just Tom.
Tom, that's an exclamation point.
Yep. Or Tommy, as in the character from Frontier. And thanks for the donation, Andy. And Andy sent us a video that they've animated that'll be linked in the description. And it seems to be this pilot of the show Journey of I think it was Tredge, I think it was Tredge.
Yeah.
And it's like this sort of like, it reminds me sort of like a fantasy comedy thing, sort of like a role-playing game. And one of the characters reminds me of The Legend of Zelda.
It's a bit like Looking for Group. I don't know if I remember that comic a little bit.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I can see that. And it had like some funny bits that gave me a bit of a giggle.
We did laugh.
We did laugh, so that was good.
That was Dak and Jackster, yeah?
Yeah, Dak and Jackster, Andy, same person.
And you can find them on YouTube at Dak and Jackster.
Yeah, you can find them on YouTube at Jack and Dak.
No, not Jack and Daxter. You won't find them there.
Dak and Jackster.
There you go.
You can also make a one-off donation on PayPal, which we found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/Edgemon, and make sure to listen notes for the podcast. And see you guys next time, and join us after the credits for more fanfic. Bye!
See you soon!
僕たちが新しい風を起こそう無邪気なままで
Alright.
It's
I
so
have...
satisfying to click them in and out.
So, like, this chapter is slightly shorter than the last chapters. It is only 3 pages.
That's okay.
And there's a drawing of a Poromon sleeping.
Hey, just push this off the side and onto there.
Wow, that is satisfying.
Isn't that the best?
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. 28% battery, we can do this.
Here?
Chapter 3? What's
You got plenty. Alright. Chapter 3. Ocean Vide. Rinkmon was so tired, she turned back to Poromon.
Good job.
Maisie said as she held Poromon.
Thanks, but we're still in the middle of the ocean.
Poromon said.
Sorry about ditching you guys before.
A voice said.
I'm a coward, so I fleeted. So I fleeted as soon as danger came.
Then it surfaced.
I could have joined the fight, or at least help you escape.
It was Submemimon.
I did manage to watch your fight and armor Digivolve.
Submerimon said.
How about a lift?
It continued.
I'm trying to work out who's saying that. Poromon, this time you can ride inside.
Submemimon spurred with a happy smile.
Do they even have mouths? You can sit on Maisie's lap, if you wish.
I have to interrupt and ask, why does he have that authority?
I don't know.
Poromon nodded. Maisie jumped inside. Submerimon,
Thanks, Submerimon.
Maisie said.
No probs. Oh my god. I'm just finishing off a ride to land for you.
Poromon was asleep at ready, and Mace deaded to the sum. The way Submerimon moved along the waves was once again very relaxing. Maisie woke up to a voice.
Maisie! Maisie! Maisie!
The voice said, "It was Poromon."
Look outside. Okay.
Maisie said, outside she could see Dolphmons and Dicemons swimming, and there were a lot of them. It was pretty.
What a pretty sight.
Maisie said, recognizing that it was pretty.
I agree.
Poromon said, agreeing that it was pretty, as she bounced around very happily.
We're almost at the island.
Submarimon said.
Yay!
Poromon also said.
I have no idea who's... Okay. It's the main island, and they have ferries between I think it says ferries. Ferries between the other islands. The closest city to where I'm dropping you guys off is more of a town or of a bridge than the city, the city, but you will like it.
Submarimon continued.
What's it called?
Maisie asked.
Poroyoko Town, but it's a nickname. It's the city of love.
Submarimon answered.
Named after Beamons in training and Hawkmons in training stage. Thanks for everything.
Maisie said.
You're welcome.
Submarimon replied, apparently.
That was it for this week.
Oh, that was garbage.
Wow.
That was real bad.
So apparently I didn't know that flee or fled was a word, so I made up a new one.
Fleeted is a good one,
We
though.
just fleeted.
Oh, okay, we're done. Bye.
Alright, bye guys. Thanks for listening. I'm sorry. Bye.